When I wrote Lily hacks into the front door with a pizza cutter into the script for our short film, When You're Here, Your Pizza, there were two main thoughts in my head. One, this is so silly and fun and I can't wait to do it. And two, oh God, we have to figure out how to do that. On projects the size of this one, we don't have the luxury of hiring a dedicated special effects person, so we just have to do it ourselves. How, you may ask? By using the most important skill in filmmaking, solving endless problems. If you haven't seen the short yet, now's a great time to do so. The link is in the description. So, I know what you're thinking. How complicated could it be? Just get a door and hack it down. And while you're actually not that far off, there's a number of things that need to be considered first. Turns out homeowners aren't fans of having their doors destroyed, so we had to find ourselves a door. We spent a good amount of time looking for an exterior door that fit the vibes we were looking for. Unfortunately, exterior doors in particular are very expensive and we don't have much money. So we ended up settling on a very cheap interior door that we got at a secondhand shop. I was a bit bummed about this at the time, but it ended up working in our favor. More on that later. Next up, what are we trying to achieve in the context of the film? In other words, what's the mood we're going for with this? The first time we see the pizza cutter hit the door, it's essentially a second character introduction for Lily. Sure, we've seen her before delivering pizza to River, but we've never seen her like this. River! It should be jarring, unsettling, and of course, a bit silly because, you know, it's a freaking pizza cutter. I knew from the beginning that I wanted a close-up side profile of the pizza cutter hitting the door. That way there would be no mistaking what it was. This is not a hatchet. This is a pizza cutter. Lily has arrived, and this time it's personal. This time it's personal.
This time.
This revealed an issue. The front door of our location is not actually flush with the wall, it's indented by a few inches. Thus, the shot would not be possible if the door was attached where it should logically be.
If only this door was here.
We entertained a few overly complicated ideas on how to solve this, one of which was building our own door frame, but it turns out the answer was right in front of us. For production design reasons, we had already decided to take the screen door off the house, so why don't we just put our new front door onto those hinges? Problem solved! Except the door was just too thick to fit in the door frame by a matter of millimeters, so we had to cut the door down to size. Annoying, but not a big deal. Functioning door achieved. Lastly, and possibly the biggest problem of them all, can a pizza cutter chop down a door? Surely not, right?
You wanna go crazy yet?
Turns out if the door is cheap, thin, and practically hollow, yes. Yes, it can. Our cheap interior door was actually a blessing in disguise, and we actually managed to chop all the way through it in order to get this shot. This shot wasn't in the original plan, but it's a great example of how awesome ideas can present themselves throughout a shoot. Now, even though our door was cheap and flimsy, that didn't stop it from breaking our pizza cutters as Rihanna chopped. Luckily, our production designer Ren had planned for this and we had multiple pizza cutters ready to go. And with that, we accomplished it. We chopped down a door with a pizza cutter in possibly the silliest scene that we've ever shot. How cool is that? But this was only one of the many problems that we had to solve on this film. After all, problem solving is what making movies is all about. For example, we wanted to get that iconic looking through the blinds shot. Unfortunately, the house we were shooting in both didn't already have Venetian blinds, that would have been super lucky, and also didn't have any way to mount them, and we were not about to just start drilling holes in the house. Luckily, we didn't need to get a wide shot of that part of the room, so we were able to just attach the blinds to a C-stand arm. After that, we just blasted some light through the window, and bam, we were set. Well, we were set until the next day of shooting, during which we were gonna shoot the rest of the interior scenes, all of which are set at night. You know, it wouldn't have been so bad if we didn't want that pesky moonlight coming through the blinds the whole time. But because of that, we couldn't just cover up the windows. We actually had to set up a tent around the window so that we could have a light outside, shooting moonlight in the window, while also blocking all the sunlight. Hey, you know, it looks rough, but it worked. Lastly, there was the extraordinarily difficult problem of making it look like Rihanna was covered in actual pizza sauce. And you may ask, well, how could you possibly have done that? Well, we just covered her in actual pizza sauce.
No.
It's worth mentioning that these aren't problems that we solve on the day. They're things that we figure out weeks, if not months in advance during pre-production so that we can have as smooth of a shoot as possible. Things like how are we gonna chop down the door are obvious problems to solve based just on the script, but other problems related to lighting, camera angles, or even set design might not reveal themselves until you start to shot list your movie. I actually try to pre-shoot any important sequences in addition to our shot list in order to find any pesky problems that may come up. You also may be thinking, hey, these problems are very specific to your film, and yeah, you'd be right, but one of my favorite things about filmmaking is that every project is different, and with those differences come a laundry list of unique problems to solve. And that's why the most important skill in filmmaking might very well be how to think outside of the box in order to solve whatever problem comes your way. Hopefully seeing how we solved some of ours might help you when approaching your next project. Anyway, hopefully you found this useful, and if you'd like to see more short films and filmmaking videos, hit subscribe and welcome to the neighborhood.